All right, everybody, welcome in. This is Why Superman Sucks. So, with that, though, remember this podcast consists of myself, Mitty, we have Ollie, we have Shadow, and we have DK. But today, Shadow and DK are pretty busy, so we had to call in some guest judges. I talk about the Discord a lot and the Twitch. So we brought over from the Discord, we have Raider B and Stinky Pinky. Say hello.
What's up, everybody?
So, we have a pretty fun few videos coming up for you. I can't wait to start putting more content out. Remember, you can check Twitch out. You can check the Discord out. We'll get links for you guys at the end of all the videos. Let's get this started. Alright guys, we are back at it again. Changed things up a little bit this time. We have Raider doing some judging for us. Special announcement at the end of this video specifically. And we have Yami. Yami, would you like to drop down some socials, some things about you, any like business stuff that you want to throw out? Now's your time to do it.
Hi, I am Yami. You can find me at Yami Girl on Twitch, TikTok, Instagram. I don't know what else I have, honestly. I do also make bread under the name Needed Desires, which is on Facebook and Instagram.
Links to both will be in the description.
Yes, they will be. Alright, so we have a fun one for you. Most versus people, do not touch this. It's very difficult to navigate, it's very difficult to explain, it's very difficult to break down and quantify, and a lot of it is just a bunch of dumbness that people actively avoid. So for you today, super fun, super crazy, super wild, super zany, we have Bugs Bunny versus Roger Rabbit.
Ooh.
And now, as for how, because these are both cartoons, they have something called Toon Force. So how you decide a victor in this one is who can out-toon who. It's not a matter of who can kill the other, who can blink the other out of reality, because they're both toons. They could do that whenever the hell they want. It's all based off of their own imagination as a character. So it is entirely down to who can out-toon the other.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
Yes. So, with that being said, would we like to have go first?
Oh, it's your turn.
It's my turn? Alright. So, my tune is Bugs Bunny. The classic, iconic Warner Brothers mascot. The rabbit who sits there, argues Daffy Duck as to whether or not it's rabbit season or duck season, who's making fun of Elmer Fudd, calling him a Nimrod, who eats carrots and says, "What's up, Doc?" Now, as for his different powers and abilities, he has, obviously he's tuned physiology, which makes it so that way he is practically impervious to anything and everything. He cannot be erased from reality, he cannot be hurt, he cannot be damaged unless he wants it to happen. He is a super intelligent being. He's a master of so many different weapons. He can create different illusions. He has perception manipulation, such as making Elmer Fudd see spots, and is able to do the same to the audience. He can break the fourth wall. He can fuck with the animators if something happening in his current episode is happening that he doesn't want to happen. He can literally travel into the real world and tell the animators to fix it. And then he can also has magic, he has sand manipulation, he has magnetism manipulation, causality manipulation, he has sealing abilities, he can manipulate size, he's able to prepare traps, he has adhesive manipulation, attack reflection, and resistance to time stop, as well as regeneration negation. As for the potency of his different attacks, at his peak, it is low complex multiversal. What that means is pretty much think of the entirety of the Looney Tunes as a multiverse, he is able to mess with most of that. Not all of it per se, but most of it. Comparable to when Daffy Duck and Porky Pig managed to run so fast that they destroyed the cartoon they were in. As for speeds, it varies depending on which version we're using. Considering that we're using Bugs Bunny at his peak, his speed is immeasurable. One of the feats that makes his speed immeasurable is the fact that he was able to travel to the past by burrowing down into the ground, and has once stated that he could go as far to the 25th century using the same method. In terms of lifting and striking strength, it is infinite. Is what it's telling me. And then his stamina is as high as superhuman. Range is just the standard melee range, and he can use virtually anything in space, which is kind of like anything within anyone's imagination. As for weaknesses that Bugs Bunny has, because you gotta think this whole entirety mighty super powerful being that can do whatever the hell they give them weaknesses. Every toon has their own specific weakness. In the movie Who Framed Roger Rabbit, in which we have all of the Looney Tunes and all of Roger Rabbit tunes, their weakness is the acid. And in the Wile E. Coyote comics, Wile E. Coyote's weakness is the rules that were taken in order for Wile E. Coyote to be a cop. Bugs Bunny's weakness is he doesn't take fights too seriously unless he is fighting someone on an animator's level. Which pretty much means unless you're an animator, he's not going to take you seriously. That's about it for my brief synopsis on Bugs Bunny.
Here we go. I got Roger Rabbit. We all know the movie. We all love the movie. We all love Jessica Rabbit. And if you don't, you're lying to yourself. Just step out. Just admit it. So we've got Roger Rabbit hailing from Toontown, arguably the most powerful being in Toontown. If we're going by power and leveling it all out for you, they're really nothing short of your standard toon weaknesses. Like he was scared of the acid in that movie, but resistant to it in the end. Powers and abilities. He has fire manipulation, explosion manipulation. He's got your standard toon physiology, superhuman physical characteristics. We'll get to that. Fourth wall, awareness and dimensional travel, which means he can essentially do what Bugs does, and then some. He can exit the cartoon that he's in, return to it afterwards. He can mess with the animators. He can mess with you, the viewer. All the fun fourth wall breaking stuff, and he can do it in other, not other worlds, but other dimensions. He has a thing called hammer space, such as like most toons have it. But Roger can pull objects out of nowhere. Examples: he's pulled a violin out of thin air, fridge, an umbrella. He has sound manipulation. He can emit sounds so high that they can shatter glass. He has a berserk mode, which is as he gets overly excited and he goes into an ADHD-induced rage. Fusionism, which means he's able to split himself into smaller versions of himself and then put himself back together into one Roger. Size manipulation. He's been shrunk. His head was shrunk before. He was able to grow it right back to the normal size. He was able to gigantify himself and shrink himself. After image creation, for those of you that aren't aware, he is able to essentially move so fast that he creates copies of himself. Poison manipulation carries with him an insecticide so dangerously toxic that it can instantly kill several trees. He has resistance to extreme heat with temperatures ranging from 212 degrees Fahrenheit to 3,000 degrees Fahrenheit. To put his attacking power at a level, he's at minimum city level, which means at minimum he could destroy a city. And we have planet level. He does, in fact, in one of the spin-offs for the Roger Rabbit series, he destroys the Earth by essentially just hand on top, hand on the bottom of it, flattening it, and then bringing it back. His speed puts him at about supersonic. His strength essentially puts him at minimum peak human, being able to lift like refrigerators and sofas. He's lifted a bear. His actual punching power puts him at least a city level, meaning he generates enough force with a punch that he could potentially destroy an entire city. His durability, which is, I'm going to talk about it, but it's kind of a moot point when you're talking about Toon Force. But he can take at minimum city level worth of damage. It even gives me an example here. He was completely unharmed from an Arizona-sized explosion that sent him beyond the clouds. Survived the kinetic energy of a roller coaster that was moving at sub-relativistic speeds. A bunch of stuff. Super durable. Stamina, again, it's a moot point when you're talking about Toon Force. But he does have equipment outside of the hammer space. He does have a gun. He has a revolver. But again, kind of a moot point when you're talking about Toon Force. Honestly, his biggest weakness is his low intelligence. He's not a smart being. He's very dumb. Very, 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 very dumb. And most of the times when we see him fight, it's just head on. It's just he goes in and does what needs to be done, unless it involves Jessica. If Jessica is kidnapped, which happens a lot, all right, kidnapped or in any kind of danger, then you see a different side of Roger, where he's more tactful and thinks things through more, and is altogether a different ferocious beast. Questions? We're gonna open up for questions.
Well, I'll admit my knowledge as far as Roger Rabbit really only goes as far as the movie.
Mm-hmm, most
I
people.
did not realize there was more to it, so learned something there. There was a question there. Where was my question going with that? So most of the time, I feel like Roger has to have guidance from other people. Would you say that Roger by himself would have the ability to take somebody on? We're talking just alone without having external guidance from anyone else.
Is Jessica kidnapped? Oh no, this is really important.
Yes, it is really important.
Well,
but-
let's play both sides of it. Let's
Okay.
give examples for both, with and without Jessica being on the playing field.
So, a world without Jessica, he can throw down. Is it going to be as precise and effective as if he had his motivator? Not really. He's Roger Rabbit. All right, he's going to know that I have to fight this guy, but I am stronger than this guy. So, who really cares? It's kind of to the same degree with Bugs Bunny. If you're not at an animator level, the motivation to do big extravagant things isn't there. It really just becomes Roger being annoying, surviving a bunch of really big hits, and then the person going, I'm fucking done. I can't beat this guy. But if Jessica's been kidnapped, if Jessica's in danger, now you have a whole different beast.
Knock the door down. I knocked.
Now you have a to give you an example of the level of focus, you have I think Ollie's going to be the only one that gets this, so Ollie, help me explain this. A Cyclops level of attacker.
Okay. In terms of level of focus, for those that don't know about Cyclops' intense focus, think of it as this is the most important test of your life. You need to pass this test in order to succeed in life. You need to pass this test in order to live. The amount of focus that you're going to be bringing into that study session in order to pass the test. The type where you block out everything except for what it is that you need to do. And that is your only main goal in whatever it is that you're trying to do. Just that one thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's all that matters.
We're knocking on doors.
Yami, do you have any questions?
I do, and it's kind of a question for both of you. So
Okay.
you guys brought a lot of points about their abilities. How do you think they would use each other's world as an advantage for themselves?
So, as for Bugs Bunny, as y'all know from the movie, Bugs Bunny is actually in Toontown. So he's able to manipulate that world at his whims whenever he wants. One of the things I didn't mention whenever I was going over Bugs Bunny's abilities and stuff like that is the fact that Bugs Bunny is an extraordinary genius. The blurb that I have in front of me here is that he's the prime example of what a toon should be, mastering the use of toon physics that require a full education from Acme University to truly master to the point that they are ready to star in cartoons. He is not only above most toons in this regard, he is a professor and even the principal of Acme University itself. He has outsmarted the likes of Yosemite Sam, Elmer Fudd, and Marvin the Martian on a frequent basis. In one of the movies, Looney Tunes Back in Action, he also concocted a plan to trick Daffy Duck into starring in a movie without him even being aware, and convincingly acting as if the movie was real the entire time. His acting is enough to completely fool people with even shoddy disguises that don't even try to hide that he is a bunny and as a toon. He should be able to learn virtually anything just by reading a book once. He is also capable of learning new skills on the spot just by watching someone do it once, as he did with Elmer's hypnosis skill.
Oh, Roger. The bane of my existence, yet such a beautiful creature. Again, Roger's a chaos goblin, so that is what he would be doing. Is just mindlessly running around, altering reality, not even realizing that he's doing that. Because a lot of the times things happen with Roger. It's just kind of like an autopilot thing. He's just doing things, or things are happening to him, and because things are happening to him, his Toon Force protects him, and that alters what's going on around him. So it would be a lot of that. Again, unless Bugs took Jessica, and then, dear God, fucking Mr. Bunny. Any other questions?
I had one, but I lost it. This one's for Ollie. So,
Okay.
Mitty said about Roger how he's a chaotic goblin, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, say Bugs actually did take. God help me.
Jessica Rabbit.
Jessica Rabbit, thank you. It was on the tip of my tongue. Okay.
Mhm.
I'm still tired. How would Bugs Bunny use his chaotic energy against him?
You had a cheese stick. Why'd you
So,
try it?
as for like how, I couldn't exactly tell you how Bugs would do it because I'm not Bugs Bunny myself, and I am nowhere near the Bugs Bunny is at. But as for like how he would do it, it would be really, really easy as for Bugs Bunny to kidnap Jessica Rabbit and then supplant himself next to Roger Rabbit as Jessica Rabbit without Roger Rabbit realizing it. And even worse than that, finding a way to mix it up so that way Jessica Rabbit becomes Bugs Bunny and Bugs Bunny becomes Jessica Rabbit, and he uses himself as to point that chaotic energy towards the Jessica Rabbit that's disguised as Bugs Bunny. It would be very easy for him to do it.
Okay. I actually did think of a question.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. On either side, because again, Roger, I only know from the movie, so we know who or what his foe was there. But outside of that, you know, individuals that they've gone up against. I know with Bugs, you've got a lot of um the same common ones, but then if you even branch out to like Space Jams, facing aliens and whatnot.
Mhm.
So what are some of the things that Roger has faced that could potentially stack up to things Bugs has faced?
That's a good question.
Acme Corporation itself. Multiple times. And he won. Every time.
Okay.
To counter that, Bugs has also done the same thing.
No. To counter that, one's been around longer than the other, and the other, they only did a limited run of stuff where the only people that he quote unquote went up against, because it's Roger, and Roger doesn't intend to be going out and fighting. Roger is just a survivor of weirdness through Toon Force. Okay? The one time we saw Roger let loose outside of the movie is when Acme once again is taken over by corrupt businessman. Jessica Rabbit gets taken, and at the end of the fight is Roger going, "If I can't have Jessica, nobody can have anyone," and he flattens the earth, and then unflattens it, gets Jessica back, and through the help of several other people, apprehends the corrupt Acme corporate leader. In terms of the biggest feat that he has done, it is he technically destroyed the earth and rebuilt it in a matter of seconds. I'm talking everything. The exact same people that were on it when he destroyed it, the way that they existed, nothing had changed when he brought the earth back.
Okay.
If you need something for durability, in a movie scene that he was on in the Who Framed Roger Rabbit movie, they drop a refrigerator on him 23 times in a single afternoon, and he's fine.
I don't have any knowledge.
I think I'm good.
All right, so both of y'all hop down. You have, we'll give you 8 minutes. This is a tough one. Like, fucking
Yeah.
Roger's biggest weakness is how dumb he is. That's his biggest fucking weakness.
Bugs' only weakness is that he's not going to take Roger seriously.
Which I don't know if I necessarily win this unless they take into account both scenarios, where if because that's his thing. That's like his let's lock in is if something happens to Jessica. It's like putting a dent in Dean Winchester's car. You just don't do it, right?
Yeah, true.
It's like kidnapping Lois Lane, right?
Yeah. Or, forcing Superman to kill Lois Lane.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like that. It's to that scale, right? And like Roger's biggest win over Bugs is Roger's durability, because we see more of like Roger tanking hits than we do see Bugs Bunny tanking hits. Where Bugs is more tactical, Roger is more brute force.
Yes, very true.
And again, I lean heavily into the fact that he destroyed the Earth and rebuilt it within seconds, the same as it was when he destroyed it.
They do bring that up. I do have something to counter. I just forgot to mention it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bugs has way more feats because he's been around longer.
Oh, yeah, much longer.
Bugs is still around, whereas Roger Rabbit, they put him back in the vault.
Let's see. Where his attack potency is comparable to Daffy, who can harm Porky, who once survived the universe being popped up like a balloon, which was stated to be infinite.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Toon Force is a difficult one to lay out there.
It's really down to just who can out-tune who.
Mm-hmm. And we put the OG up against the fucking wannabe imitation. It's essentially how you put it down there.
Yeah, pretty much.
Don't worry, guys. The next few videos, you're gonna see a lot more dubs out of your boy. I'm gonna be surprised if they pop back up and go, yeah, Roger takes it, just because of how dependent a lot of stuff is on something happening to
Jessica.
Because outside of that, it's just random chance. Does Roger Rabbit randomly enter in the Bugs Bunny world, oblivious to everything, completely oblivious to everything, and end up in a fight with Bugs, which he would be oblivious to, and somehow either outlast or hit harder than Bugs Bunny could?
Yeah, that would be very interesting, especially considering that Bugs Bunny is actually in Roger Rabbit's world and knows of Roger Rabbit.
Yes.
And could very much easily just distract him real quick, be like, oh look, there's Jessica! And then disappear, plant a trap, set the trap, and then there goes Roger Rabbit.
No, I mean, maybe, because, like, he is protected by the Toon Force. It protects him. That is what we see time and time again, is Roger falling into a big blunder and somehow miraculously stumbling out and being fine. Like, sure, a little bumped up, a little bruised up, but he's fine. Because outside of Jessica, the only focus Roger Rabbit has is making people laugh. Mm-hmm. So he will put himself in harm's way to get a laugh.
I mean, that's the universal law of tunes, though.
Yes. Again, yeah. And like I said, it's Toon Force. Toon Force is wild. Honestly, guys, I sat and I thought, and I was like, do we do this? It could be fun, but it will be difficult. And again, if you guys have other ideas for versus matchups that you want to see, throw that down in the comments if you make it this far. If you make it this far, you're family now. You're here. You ain't going nowhere. I ain't going nowhere. We have nowhere to go.
Hello.
Welcome back.
Greetings.
Survey says.
Survey is gonna go with Bugs on this one. Our standpoint on this is, we believe the only chance that Roger potentially could have is if Jessica was in play. If Jessica was not in play for this, then Roger, he's a Chaos Goblin with no sense. Bugs can be a Chaos Goblin, but he has sense to him. He's very smart. And especially if you factor in the being able to hop out and have things rewritten, Roger doesn't really have anything to hold up to that. So we're gonna go Bugs Bunny. Wins out over Roger Rabbit's.
Yep. No, that's fair. That's fair. No, it's fine. It's okay. That's how these go. I'm like, don't worry, I'll get mine. There's some coming up that I'm not even worried about. Yeah. There's some that I can't wait. Pay attention, guys, because in the next coming weeks we're going to have a video out that Ollie will probably cry during it and at the end of it for just how used up his team becomes.
I'm here for it.
And how we are going to, it'll be every week we're going to upload a video, so keep an eye out, keep an ear out, and make sure you are turning on the notifications, make sure you're following, make sure you're interacting, and again, if you have ideas, throw them out, and who knows, maybe you see it in a video. Who knows, maybe we reach out to you and have you on the podcast to debate it with us, or to be the judge. A lot can happen. I don't make plans. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. We appreciate all of your support, all the love. Make sure you are leaving likes, you are throwing comments, you throw a follow, a subscribe here. Still new to this.
Yeah, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and click the bell so that you get notifications whenever the next videos get dropped.
And that's why Olivia is here.
Yep.
Again, to the guest judges, thank you so much for taking time out of your day to be here. To our normal judges, thank you so much for all the work that you put in. A lot goes on behind the scenes, and the judges help bring the chaos in so much. We will have links for the Hive Discord dropped in the description of the video. Come on over, join the family, be awesome.
We got cookies.
We will have the link for my Twitch, MidiMidJT, down in the description. Raider, Stinky, if you guys have any projects that you would like to throw out, let's toss it out now.
I don't think we have too much going on. We do community game nights and community movie nights within the Discord. So if you like hanging out, watching movies, we tend to watch newer movies too. Get them early access as we can. So, yeah, come hang out. We're a good group of people. Okay, some of us are a good group of people.
Do you guys are on socials? Yes. Like you guys got Twitch. Where can we find you?
Yes, I am RaiderB on Twitch and TikTok. So you definitely come hang out, say hi, drop a follow.
You can find me at StinkyPinky0091 on both Twitch and TikTok. I do myself a little variety of Call of Duty and some D&D related things.
All right,
We will find links in the description for everyone's Twitch, for everyone's socials that they wish to give us, and that's where that will be.
Every week we'll try to have a different random guest from the community hop in and be a guest judge, or if you want to debate me, or if you want to debate Olivier, hop on in. We're both ready for the smoke all the time. I will catch you guys in the next one.